Hey, there we go. Good afternoon, evening, monsters. It is your friendly neighborhood Alpha Cruise with you tonight. um, yeah. Hey, monsters. Ferris is just out here throwing the updates
Yes,
everywhere. They're like, let's
working.
go.
All right, welcome. I see a few folks in the crowd. Yeah, Steve, actually, you know what? I will answer your question right here. So at current rates, everything is percentage based. Steve asked basically, would you get, what results would you get from a fortress or kingdom a week? So basically, you just need to multiply it. Although they do get a little bit more because they start at 90% instead of 80%. So right now, let's say we got 50, 0.50% a week, 90% would be 0.45. So then it would be based on whatever dollar amount you put in, because you can put in any amounts you like on those types. So if that didn't answer it, Steve, I'll answer you in Telegram also. But that's the gist of it, along with all the other perks. There is a long list of perks you get with fortresses and kingdoms, including token allocation, including rev share sometimes from other products in the ecosystem, early access to investment ops. There's a few that are vault holders and up are in right now, and a couple other things. So we can discuss all that with you in Telegram.
Yeah, those early access things are actually very underrated. I mean, we only have our original vaults in the what is the game now again? Matchmania. Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
that
with
one
all
was
of the
early.
rest,
There's only 8 vaults at the time. Now we have like 20 plus vaults. I think 4 fortresses, 5 kingdoms. So that was really early on. We have the other one which we haven't shared publicly, which I think we have what 20 people in, maybe, or 15 people from our vault and upholders, and we definitely have more coming. So yeah, it's one of the perks for sure that maybe not a lot of people are aware of, but we have people who like it. All right, shall we commence with Moonbag's week 4 reveal? So just to make sure everyone knows, our dashboard is live. It does, it has everything in it. After this stream, we'll reveal this week's picks, and we'll keep doing that every week. Once all the weeks are revealed, we'll share the wallets so people can verify everything is true, like always. But for now, if I bring it up, I think we're down because of the the crash that is a surprise to nobody. It would have been lovely had we been able to buy them all after the crash, but that isn't reality. So we're not down too much, considering. Yeah, overall we're down 30%, which most alts in the past 2 months have crashed anywhere from 40 to 70%. Some of the memes have even crashed more than that. So I think being down 30%, considering that's roughly what Bitcoin itself is down from where we bought all these alts, that's not bad. So what do you think, Alpha?
yeah, I would say, trying to buy in at the bottom is a slippery slope since you never really know when's the bottom. So, I mean, being down 30% is actually not bad. It's a bit of a, somewhere hits, somewhere misses, but I think I would ask, is there any that we're actually up on? Like I think that's like the
Yes.
most interesting stat.
Actually, yes. There are, funny enough, the one that's up the most right now, I do believe, I'm just checking quickly, is in the DeFi category, which was one of our least popular categories. It might have been the least. Yeah, it actually was the least popular of the 8. That contains our largest green one at the moment, which is Camino Finance on Solana, which is up 25% since we bought it.
Was Camino last week? I think it was last week. Or was it the week before? Damn. It all gets blurred at some point.
Yeah, we do have others that are green. For example, in DPIN, Destra Network, which is desync, they're up 15% since we bought them many weeks ago. There's a couple others scattered, I think, here or there. Spectre AI, which is on the It's our smallest AI allocation. That one's actually in the green, 6.6%. So we're pretty much expecting though all of these to be green in once alt season actually starts running, which right now no, Bitcoin dominance is still rising. So we are definitely nowhere near alt season until that starts coming down at least a nice 5-10%, or at least shows it's reversing trends. So as long as it's going up, altcoins can still rise. Of course, they're going to follow Bitcoin, but they will not outperform Bitcoin until that dominance starts falling.
I think Bitcoin needs to take a chill pill around now so we can see those alts pump a bit. We can't be having all our alts down. Okay, technically there's a few up, but I think Bitcoin needs to relax a bit.
Yeah. Well, let us start off with the picks of this week. So, are you ready to bring logos up, my assistant? And
Yeah,
yes,
yeah, I got this. I got this.
yes, Duff, you can call me Professor Ox, not Professor X, but Professor Ox.
You just need to be able to read minds and then you can
Yeah.
be
And
Professor
again,
X.
they're just they're whatever. I feel like they do less stress on my eyes, even though they have no magnification to them. They're not real glasses. They're specifically blue light LED glasses, but I feel like it does make things look like, higher definition. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep wearing them when I work in the day as long as they're, preventing any kind of eye fatigue. Why not?
Yeah.
I used to think
But
all those things were super fake, like yeah, blue light glasses and these things and other things. But I just said, I work a lot late at night in the dark. Why not? And I began to wear them more in the daytime. Actually, Professor Triple X would be a little different, Gabo. That might be more in my youth, but
I was just here to stop trouble as usual.
as always. All right. So our AI pick of week number 4 is 0x. Speaking of Ox, 0x0 AI. So this is under our AI category, and a lot of these names might become more familiar as we go week by week because we are building up from the least allocated to the most allocated. So I think a lot of the names will become a little more popular. I did make this time a few notes. So basically, OXO provides AI solutions, right? Works in decentralized applications. But what I wanted to mention, what notes I made were about their token usage, because this was a common question coming up previous weeks. And currently, the token facilitates the payments for their AI services, incentivizes development by third parties, and basically governs their protocol. So it's both a transactional token and it's a governance token. Um, so essentially, there's a couple of utilities for it. I don't know. I feel like everyone that usually has no real utility calls it a governance token, but here they do use it to actually pay for their services. So that's always probably one of the top usages, right, for any type of token. Even though someone could say, why not just charge people in stablecoin? We know there's obviously 90 something percent of projects that charge in tokens could charge in stablecoin, but the token has a lot of different values, whether it was fundraising, bringing a community to rally together, and a lot of different things in between, plus giving you that flexibility to just do more when you want, to use it as rewards, to stake it and get it off the market. I guess that's a whole other debate and conversation of why isn't everything just stable coins. But
Yeah, it is. It
yeah.
definitely is.
But if it was all stable coins, it wouldn't let us make any money in moonbags, would it?
That could be a problem indeed. I don't think holding stable coins would give us any sort of appreciation. So, it's fine. Do your coins, do your tokens. It's fine. We'll make money from it.
All right. I just saw Smiley's comment that my hair looks fine. Yes, thank you.
Oh, a cool thing that I saw with this OX AI thing is that they do some kind of like smart contract audits or something. Ah, man, I'm always here for the security stuff.
Yeah, well, we can let anybody dive in. They can check it out themselves. If they have questions, they can happily chat about it in our Discord. And if it comes to security, I'm sure you'll be happy to chat back with them. All right, why don't we move on to blue chips? And this one's been around a while. I'm sure a lot of people know the name, is the graph. So the graph basically is the leader in what it does, at least still for the moment, kind of like a chain link in that regard. And what they do is they index data, they index queries, they offer tons of APIs, tons of data sources, and ways to get data through not just the blockchain, although a lot of it scrapes blockchain data. But essentially, if you need to query stuff, don't build it yourself. You go use the graph. They have tons of large projects that use them. And their token is basically used in a couple of ways. So one of those is staking by the indexers themselves and the curators of this data and content. And then basically they get rewarded and such. And then you also have, just all the pieces that support the network operation. And they also use it for governance. So I feel like any of these tokens from, 2018 to 2022, you're going to hear a lot that governance was their primary token usage. But here they do use it for securing the network, facilitating the operations, rewarding the indexers and the people that keep the data online and scrape it and basically format it for you, combine it, merge it, sort it, filter it, all that type of stuff. Their token essentially is used for that. And I think they allow you to pay with both their token or traditional means. So you do have a choice. It's not forced to be their token. But I think I read somewhere months ago that they were actually moving towards forcing the token to be 100% of the only way to pay for access. So that is the graph. Any thoughts?
Mm. And it sounds interesting. It sounds like a lot too. Although it is cool that you can pay with the native token or something else. Can't remember what it was. My brain sometimes glitches.
Now, what I would do is if someone offered both, I think if you pay in the token of the project, you should offer a small discount. It might cost you on the back side, but that would be a way to incentivize people getting more of your token, buying more, and spending more of your token, right? So then, even if you can pay in stablecoin, hey, if I get 5% off and this is a service I use all the time, or even if I just use it once, I would take the little bit of effort, go buy the token that helps the
Mm.
chart, spend it, give it back to the project essentially. Maybe some of these burn a bit on spends, right? Different things happen. And that discount, if it's part of their margin, it's not really painful probably for even if it was like a 2% discount, if you're spending money, why not? It's free savings, right?
Yeah, that's true. I think I've actually seen that before. I can't remember where, but I know I've seen another project where like, oh, if you use our token, then we'll give you like 5% off. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
guess I'm getting your token.
Yeah. Even better is if they make you stake the token to reach status tiers that are the discount tiers, even if they don't charge you in their token, that can work also. So a lot of options available to basically anyone who sells a service. It's a great way to implement their token. We will move on to the DeFi category, and this one is KlimaDAO. And KlimaDAO was our pick because we wanted to have at least one token out of our bags that related to, basically the green movement. There's a growing niche, I would say, in the space and in the industry that are moving towards that, especially with DAOs and carbon offsetting and such. And KlimaDAO is proving to become one of the larger ones. So their aim is to drive climate action through carbon-backed decentralized finance. And the Klima tokens are staked for rewards right now, but then they're also used to purchase, so to transact again, basically to purchase and offset carbon credits. So if you, for example, when it was the bull run and you were spending tons of gas minting NFTs, there were a few projects who would be like, look, 5% of everything we collect, we're going to use it to buy carbon credits to offset the gas spent, which, they have a formula how it relates to real electricity usage in the world and such. And they're like, this makes our mint, our project, not harming the environment. And some of them would do that purely for marketing purposes, but they were still, donating the money or buying those credits, and others were doing it because they legitimately wanted to help the planet. But it is a growing movement, and we think when the bull run comes again, someone like a Klimadao will be one of the leaders in that. So it seemed like something we wanted to have a little bit of exposure to.
That
I
is
I wore it just for you, Smiley. I actually had a black T-shirt on, and I said, you know what? I'm a change for this feed just for Smiley.
it's a very interesting thing that they're going for. I mean, I've heard of a lot of DAOs, but most of them just sound like irrelevant, like there's no point to it. But Glimmer DAO sounds like they could actually have something going for them. Something
Yeah,
where
I
it
mean,
would be like, oh,
even if they didn't have DAO in their name, right? If they were just Klima dot whatever, Klima dot
mm,
Earth, I think the main concept is, as long as they're doing what they say and it's not a scam, which is always up in the air, right? When things are on the blockchain and still a bit anonymous and whatnot. So from what I've seen, they are legitimate. They are actually working with real life organizations, but who knows? We still think it's a solid pick, regardless of those aspects. So,
definitely sounds solid.
uh, all right, let us go on to our next one. So our next one has had quite a bit of problems lately, and that's probably something that needs its own whole show about. But in the deep in sector, we chose OPSEC, OPSEC, and they focus on decentralized privacy infrastructure, enhancing data security, that type of thing. So right up your alley, Alpha. I am not sure if you're aware of all the stuff that's been going on with them lately, but they absolutely had a problem, and they are now migrating to a V2 of their token due to the basically tokenomic security lapse. This is after we had already bought them, so nothing we could do about it in advance, but they are migrating to a V2. We've already sent our tokens in to get the airdrop of the new one with new contracts that take care of some of these issues that were exposed. So basically, yeah, we're well up to date on that. And the same type of thing, if we have another token with issues like that, we would follow any necessary steps, sell it if we have to. Here, it doesn't seem like it's a selling type event. It seems like their team was well on top of it. They let everyone know the supposed truth of what happened. They acted pretty quickly. They put a plan in place with a lot of detail. So I don't think they were going to let it kill them because they were doing quite well before this incident. It might hurt them for a bit in the trust and security, factor, but now that's it. We're moving on. So yes, I wrote a bit about their token. So theirs is essentially staking to secure the network, and again, they say participating governance. So yeah, I think they give you rewards for staking for securing the network. I don't know the exact specifics of the rewards, but once we're going down our list and hit them, once the new one's out, and we're able to stake it, again, any of our tokens and moonbags that we can stake for bonus rewards, we will do so, and those will go to the moonbags holders. But we have to make sure it's safe, and in this case, it obviously has a bad kind of start, bad track record here. But a lot of people are still positive on it, so we shall see where it goes.
Well, I mean, the fact that their team responded so quickly is actually a very good sign. I mean, we've seen many projects where their team takes forever, so I'd say it might just impact them probably in the short term, but they can definitely bounce back,
Yeah,
considering
and
how
it's
quick
probably
they
it's
were to
probably
get
better
on things.
timing now, right? While it's in the bear and such altcoins, everyone's dead anyways. Then if this happened in full bull swing, that would suck for them because that would be something
Yeah.
where I feel people would just have such short attention spans. They'll just jump to the next token that's pumping and forget all about them. So
I mean, I feel like if the incident like this had to happen in the bull, people would probably just sell off and forget about them. Like it's different in a bear market because people still going to be like, ah, it's fine. They're just moving to a V2. There's nothing to stress about. Not like they're pumping 1,000x anyway.
Yeah, so we will see where they go, but obviously, even if something were to happen and they totally miss and V2 is a failure, well, that's why we have a lot more picks in each bag. So,
True.
all right. So GameFi is next. So this one's they've been around a while. I mean, I've known the name for a while. So it is GOG, which is Guild of Guardians. They're a mobile RPG where you can earn NFTs and other rewards, and the token is transactional. So you use it for in-game purchases, you stake it for NFT rewards, and they say you participate in game governance. You know, I don't think anyone on this list has not mentioned governance yet, but when we have our monster
Yeah.
token, it will not be part of governance.
Oh, yeah. I feel like governance at some point just became a buzzword that everyone uses for a little bit of extra eyes on them.
Yeah, it seems like it's just the easy default answer. Um, but that's okay. I mean, they actually do have other purpose for it, spending it or staking it for game related rewards. So as long as people like the game and they keep building on the game and increasing players, then that's only going to be positive for their token because it is used to transact and buy in-game items and things like that. So
That part's cool. That's definitely cool.
mhm.
Guild of Guardians has been around for quite a while, and I
Yeah.
think I've heard of them probably at least a year ago. So yeah, good track record then. No, that they still people still hearing of them.
Yeah, like any of these games from last cycle that are still improving and still going well, I think they'll have a nice cycle again. So, all right. The next one on our list is the layer one, layer two choice, or as our Moonbags page calls it, chains, and it is Zeta Chain. So, Zeta Chain or Zeta, depending how you prefer, they provide cross chain, multi chain infrastructure to connect different blockchains. Their tokens, the Zeta tokens, are for transaction fees, for staking, and for governance across multiple chains. So another governance one, but they're using it for transaction fees. They do have staking aspects, and basically you could compare them a little bit to Chainlink CCIP. You could compare it to things Axelar does. Anybody involved in the cross-chain interoperability space, Zeta Chain, they do things a little different. The thing that I didn't like, I liked the tech, I liked the way their APIs looked. The thing I didn't like about them was it's a very small curated list of tokens and asset types they can work with. They will expand that later, they mentioned, but for now, you cannot do it, for example, with your own custom token. You cannot do things with many tokens on many chains other than the native gas chain. Gas token. So let's say we wanted to have a BNB base type, interaction and contracts that do some cool stuff across the chains. We'd have to only do it in ETH, for example, which will be wrapped ETH on BNB. So we can't. There's not enough at the moment. There's not enough tokens, I think, to really take off. But as it is in their stated public roadmap, that they're adding more all the time. They're also adding some pretty cool sounding features in there. This is one we could see taking off, and we know the next cycle and beyond is going to be all about improving cross-chain interoperability, interchain stuff. And there's only a few big players, so it's a nice piece of the pie to go after for them.
I remember reading about Zeta Chain and actually getting into it back when it just started out. I think like the first 2 months of it. Back then, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be awesome!" And then when it came out, I was like, ah, "It's not as good as I was expecting it to be." Like the tech is amazing, but the transaction fees are like, "Yeah, no, I don't think I can use Zeta Chain anytime soon." I
Yeah,
think it's
well,
good for big amounts, but only again, like you said, with the very specific tokens. Other than that, it doesn't work well.
I'll drop a little bit of alpha because while we're on the topic here, I don't know, any monster who's been around a long time might remember a couple of times I mentioned we were trying to see if we can build real cross chain liquidity that sits outside time and space with Chainlink's team. They decided no, it wasn't going to be a priority in the end. We're no longer working with them on that. But I have just connected with the VP of Axelar, and basically, You know what's funny? It's the easiest place to connect with Web3 people we're now finding is LinkedIn, which is very, very Web2 and old. Reaching out to them in any Web3 way results in nothing, but LinkedIn's been producing now some good connections. So funny little tidbit there. But yes, actually, I'm talking to them right now, and we want to get together with their dev team and see what they're doing because their interchain token stuff is very far advanced, better than Chainlink CCIP, not as restricted as Zeta chains, and they want to also expand liquidity in kind of the same idea and way I've always had in mind that doesn't exist right now. So, yeah, this could be something cool. A little bit of alpha for you, or seeing what we can do with them, and who knows, maybe the Monstro token will be a pilot of that when it's time for it. Which for everyone asking, we're going to keep repeating the same answer. We are the way the market's going. We've been getting further away as opposed to closer to launching it. We can't set a hard date. We need certain things to fall in place, and right now a bunch of those are still missing because the market has gone, um, a much longer, I guess you could say, bearish sideways phase. We hoped, originally we hoped it was going to be March, April. Then we hoped it was going to be early summer in June. Then we hoped it was going to be maybe now August, September. It might be where the market picks up then, but maybe it won't be still till November, December, or January. So we will see what happens. But yeah, for anyone who asks, it is still our plan, but we're not going to just if we launched it tomorrow, there would be absolutely no point in doing so. We'd just be throwing away the opportunity for no benefit whatsoever. And some people, I think most people understand that. Some people seem to disagree because they believe that we've been in the bull run and now the bull run is over and we missed our chance. So we're gonna have to agree to disagree on that one if that's your opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely going to have to agree to disagree.
All right, let's see what
Oh,
is
we got
next.
meme next.
Memes are next. So this one is Foxy. And I feel like Foxy is a little bit underrated. Not too many people talk about that one. But there's a lot of, how would I say, smart whales for people that track those wallets and follow those things who have been in and accumulating Foxy for a while. It's not really pumped. It's not talked about by a lot of influencers and such yet. Um, I guess you could call this one just like a gut feeling it's going to do really well. And their tokens, they're used for staking, community rewards. Potentially, it's not right now, but potentially for governance. So, yet another project that can't avoid using the word governance.
I think we need a counter somewhere for every time
it could be
governance gets
it could be a
mentioned.
drinking game. How many Moonbags picks we talk about where their use is governance, but here it's potential governance, so there's a difference. But yeah, I would say check it out. It's different in a lot of ways than the majority of memes, but it still is absolutely a meme first and foremost. So we'll see. We'll see what Foxy does, right, and how they get along. Um, if anyone is a Foxy fan, let us know in the chat here. Wow, that
They
is a
got a
terrible quality looking logo up on the screen. Where did you find that?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It looked good earlier. I don't know what's wrong with it now. I need to find a different one.
All right, our
It's
final
okay.
one for the week, which is our eighth category, is real world assets. We're going with Landshare. So I'll let you bring up landshare.io.
See, we got a
Oh,
better one there.
that's a very old cartoony logo.
They
Um,
have a different one? Okay.
I think I've seen a different one, but you know what? Let me check CoinMarketCap quick and see what they show.
Because those that I got from CoinMarketCap. Yeah. Let me just check.
Landshares. No, you're right. That's what they're using. So no problem there. Um, but yeah, let me get back to. So Landshare basically tokenizes real estate assets. allowing fractional ownership and investment in property. And they're one of the first and larger ones doing this specific to real estate. So, if there's I don't know, let's just say a resort somewhere, and the resort, as opposed to trying to find a couple of investors with millions of dollars each, what if you want to own 0.001% of the resort? You can do that, and I believe it's it's what NFT technology is great for, fractionalization. You can use a token, essentially is an NFT, and an NFT is a token. They're just different types and properties. So yeah, the land tokens themselves are used for transactions, staking, receiving your rental income. So they also do rentals, um, or property appreciation, right? When you flip and sell properties, they obviously handle that. You don't have a choice in it. So yeah, as far as RWA goes, this one is quite specific to real estate assets, and they're one of the up and coming and one of the the growers in a how would you say, a sector, a narrative, I guess, real world assets, which is a new narrative for this bull cycle. I'm sure there were very few last cycle around, but this will be the first cycle where RWA is a real big, niche. And yeah, land share is something we obviously think is going to do well in it. I lost all my
Smiley
windows.
says it's cute. It definitely is. I quite like it. I love our colors.
As
It's
opposed to
very
land
nice.
shark, which sounds cooler but doesn't do the same thing.
That would probably make me think more. What's that? European show, something sharks. I can't remember the name. What is it? You
I
know,
don't know. There's so many shark things out there.
Shark Tank. There we go. That would make
Oh,
me think
Shark
more
Tank.
of Shark
Okay.
Tank. But trying to undercut people's businesses. I mean, homes,
Hmm.
land. I don't know. But this sounds cool. Think I can't afford the whole property, so I might just go buy like a very small percentage of an island somewhere.
Yeah,
That could
you can
work.
buy or if you're looking to buy a house in a really expensive area, maybe you just buy the shed or the pool house.
Or a little bit of the, yeah, yeah. Maybe just like a part of the loan. It's fine. It's enough. No one needs to know I only part of it.
or
It can
one
be like,
stall of the horse stable.
yeah.
All right. Now we will get to the guest picks. So again, none of the guests are able to be here today. They're all busy folk. So I'll read their picks, give kind of the same quick summary of them, but I won't be able to speak into why they picked it. So you'll just have to use your imagination. So Mr. James Pelton chose Ave, AAVE. Ave is obviously a large one that's been around for years and years, and they made their name, I think, mostly on lending. They're a decentralized lending platform. They do have other features now, a little bit, but essentially borrowing and lending crypto was always their main thing. And the Aave tokens are, get ready for it, used for governance, as well as staking for security and to earn protocol fees. So they have multiple uses for it as well, and some of those involve earning rewards, earning part of the protocol fees. But yes, their stated purpose is their tokens are mainly for governance.
Good to hear the rewards part. I think it was them at Aave that had a bit of an issue a while. I think like 2 or 3 weeks ago, where a group of people were trying to they were doing a governance attack, trying to get themselves more tokens by using the tokens that they have to, pass a a proposal. Yeah, that's what it's called, proposal.
I
I think
think
it
there were
was them.
some problems with flash loans and lending loops and things like that. So that might be what you're talking about, or that could have been a different protocol. But um, yeah, obviously they've moved past it without problems because they're still massive and growing. And um,
Yeah.
yeah, so we see. Well, I'm not saying we on this one. I guess Mr. Pelton he chose it, so I guess he sees potential in it.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, Alpha is huge, so definitely still potential there, especially the staking rewards. It's probably not
Yeah.
much, but hey, it's
Well,
nice.
let's see what they're down from last cycle, since they were around, and see. So they are in the top 50. They're number 49 today, and they're just under $100 a token. Um, I always feel like these high token prices scare people off, but
Yeah,
then I think about Bitcoin's price. So
true.
yeah, let's see. It looks like they peaked at $572, and that was back in, yeah, obviously last bull run, May of 21. So they are down about 5x from their last all-time high. So this is probably one of those picks that if it does pump again this cycle, probably you're looking at somewhere like a 3 to 6x range. I I don't think the large ones will really blow past their previous all-time high unless they've really, done something new or something major has gone on. Someone stable like an Ave, yeah, it feels like they'll probably just recover somewhere within that range, give or take a little bit below or on top. But I could be wrong. Maybe they introduce something or maybe lending is just goes crazy in the bull run and maybe their fees are up and, you know, people want their token for those fee shares and maybe they just explode and go up 10, 20x. It's all possible because their market cap is still small for a major protocol. It's 1.4 billion. So with that, they can go, anyone could go to, 50 billion or something like that. So,
Mm.
all right.
I mean, thinking about it, people were doing more lending during the bull than yeah, during the bull than the bear. So they might very well blow up again. It
Yeah,
looks
it's
like
all
the
about more users,
initial
but they
price
also they also have a lot more competition now, I would think, because
is less.
almost every new swap or exchange or DEX, they also offer a little bit of lending, right? So there's probably going to be competition out there with better terms, promotional terms, giving away their DEX token, right? So we'll see, but always, leaders are still good to bet on because they have that market share already and that user base.
Mm.
All right. Next up on the list, we have Magic Formula from Chain Factory and Upfront. And his pick was Chain Swap. So,
I love I love the name.
Chain Swap, yeah. So, Chain Swap enables, as you can guess, cross chain asset swaps and liquidity management. Um, their token is used to pay for those cross chain transactions, staking, and governance.
I We only have so many picks, and that's like I think 90% or 100% of us
Yep.
said that.
And I think
Man,
it's been doing pretty well, Chain Swap actually as of late. Let me just pull up. Yeah. So well, we didn't reveal it yet, so I can't see it here on our dashboard. But let me pull it up in Chain Market Cap. I think it's
yeah,
up
they up.
5% today, but I think in the past month it's done really well. It okay, maybe not, down 42% the past month. But I think we got lucky when we bought this one because I think we bought it right around an area where it had really hit a low. Um, and then it spiked after that. And even after the crash, the major crash of the market, I think that's one of the green ones. As soon as it's revealed in the page when we do that, in about an hour or whatnot, we'll see if it's green. But I'm pretty sure, this was one of the ones doing well. And yeah, it's small. I know Magic likes it a lot, so that's his pick. Let's see, what is our next pick? So Mr. Mischief, Crypto Mischief Richie, he has chosen MPC, which is non-playable coin. And the purpose of MPC is it's a satirical project highlighting the absurdity of crypto investments. So I would say that's almost, or is, I guess, maybe the meme category. But as far as what their token is used for, it's for fun and speculation with absolutely no utilities at the moment. So this is, what we got off their website at least. Maybe Richie has more insights. He had hoped to drop by, but I guess he got busy. So we won't be able to find out why he chose it, what he really likes about it until he's around. But yeah, I would quantify it as a meme token for sure, and it's taking a lighthearted approach on the whole industry. So, oops, I lost my window. Yeah, let's just see if their site says anything else right now.
I like the ticker. It reminds me of games. Non-playable characters in your games, NPCs. It's a very cool ticker.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
okay.
people
So
might
they
just buy it for the ticker.
so they have things that does use the token actually now. So, for example, create your own NPC, right? That we see right there. Um, I would say that it is a utility in a way because with one NPC you can redeem one custom PFP. So if 10,000 people do that, well, that's 10,000 tokens spent. um, so yeah, I'm sure they'll probably release more stuff. They seem to have a strong community. Um, but yeah, definitely of the meme style. And you can see, obviously, if you look at their roadmap down below, the answer to roadmap is no effing way. So anything they build, I suppose, will just be a bonus perk, but nobody should buy this expecting utility.
Mhm. Very
And
cool though.
let's see what our final pick. So this one still essentially asleep. This pick, but this is from AJ from EMP and Spark and 100 other places, and he has chosen Pulse from Pulse Chain, the actual native token of the chain, or the gas token, as people like to call them. So basically, its utility is super obvious. You need PLS as the gas token of the chain, just like you need ETH on Ethereum or on Base, or you need BNB on Binance Chain. Um, so you can't do anything without it. That's always kind of a good utility to have. Now, it also offers staking options and governance within the Pulse Chain network. And Pulse Chain is at the moment quite dead. It's just kind of sitting there, not doing anything of note. Um, a lot of people now are wondering, now that XRP cleared their SEC case, we know there's a major one that's going on with Richard Hart versus the SEC. He's the founder of Pulse Chain. And is that the next big one up on the dockets to get cleared? If it is, could spark life finally into this chain. If it isn't, this could drag out, and it could be a late runner or it could be a never runner. I still think personally it's going to have a good run. Obviously, AJ does as well, and he's invested, quite heavily in there with having Spark Swap based on Pulse Chain, building bridges, doing other things. But yeah, right now it's just a wait and see, and I feel like that one might take more time than others, depending on all the outcome of the Richard Hart stuff.
Sparkswap's a different. I mean, Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain.
Mhm.
Sorry, I think AJ, and then I'm like, oh, Sparkswap. No, no, I mean to say Pulse Chain today.
Well, we know
Pulse
we
Chain
have
is
Teddy Bear there, right? That was one of our revealed picks. So we still
yes,
hope Pulse Chain does well, because we need our little teddy bear to do well.
yes, yes. I think that was. Oh man, I can't remember when that was revealed, but it was revealed. Pulsion's definitely got a lot to go for it. Being completely technically decentralized with IPFS and all that. It's a very interesting chain that's probably going to see maybe a little more action when it's a little more accessible. I think that's kind of the main issue with Chain is that it's not very accessible. No one really knows how to get funds on it, and even if you do, it's a pain. Like if
It
you
is
go
a
through
pain.
Ethereum, it's a pain.
Yeah,
No one
so
wants
right
to do that.
now, I think everyone that's on it are like very hardcore supporters of it, but there's just not enough developers developing there. There's not enough interest or hype versus other chains that have been marketing and growing and jumping on the meme trains. And so, you know, everyone seems to think that Pulse Chain will fly when the case is out the window, there's no risks, and then Richard Hart actually starts pumping it. Supposedly, he has millions or even possibly $1 billion of ETH set aside, and he's waiting on that to appreciate, to use that solely to peg PDAI, which is their version of DAI, a stable coin, to peg it to $1, he's just going to dump all this ETH to immediately back it. And I think there was calculations out there showing that to do that, he needed ETH to get to like $8,600 or something. Like, don't quote me on the number, but if that's the case, then it's probably going to be, if it's going to happen, it would be deeper in the bull run, I think. If that's his big plan for things, but yeah, who knows? It's something that the guy obviously has money, connections, and attention. When he chooses to really push it hard, we could definitely see it move. But there's also so many chains now that it would really have to offer something a little bit different, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main things with chains. It has to offer something different, or it's just not going to be, no one's going to really care. But yeah, I mean, the fact that Pulse Chain is still on everyone's mind says a lot. It
Yeah,
says that people want
it's
it. They
fast.
do.
It's detailed from its explorers. Like you can see the tech side of it is well done. But again, that doesn't matter if you don't have users. So
Yeah, true. Ah, yeah. It'll be interesting to see though. Hopefully over the next year or so we'll see Pulse finally do some fun things.
yeah, well, I hope so because I have a little bit of quite a few different Pulse coins in my personal bag, and they're just sitting there losing value every day. So I have contemplated cutting the losses on them, but I think I'll leave them and just see where they end up.
Indeed. Oh, well, I think that's all our
Mhm.
picks for the day.
Yeah, we
That was
got it done
actually,
in
yeah.
under an hour, so
Wow.
we're getting
I think that's the
quicker.
fastest.
I don't think we had as many crowd questions today, so that might be why.
Yeah, I
Um,
know. And you were prepared because I think last week we had to ask you like,
yeah,
okay, so what's a utility? And then we'd have to go look first.
this time I said I'll at least have one or two bullet points per token, so I don't have to go look at their websites live and then try to parse out the data quick. Because the thing is, we researched them from many angles, but multiple people doing it, um, and then that was also now probably like over 3-4 months ago. So that's not taking up fresh space in my brain. That's old recycled space. So when we have 100 tokens, yeah, we gotta relook up the specifics of most of them.
True, true. It is a huge amount of tokens. I
All
do want to
right.
know from everyone that's still around or anyone that comes and watches after, like let us know what your favorite pick was, which one you
Mhm.
would have gone with, or which one you think was not great and you'd have chosen something else instead. And I don't know, maybe drop a comment in the video, give us a like and subscribe. And I'm doing the YouTuber thing, so um,
Well, I
but
see
yeah,
Smiley's favorite is based on the art.
yeah, definitely.
That's
Looking at the list, I think that would be my favorite too. It's just the one that stands out the most for cuteness.
let me see what I would pick as my favorite as far as results go. Let's see. From this list, I do believe that the one that will give us the best return overall is going to be Landshare or Foxy. I'm going to say that for these ones.
Lanche
So,
is so cute though.
yeah,
They
so
should
it's on
stick with
video.
that.
We'll see if my pick does horribly as far as which of these 12 I think is going to do best. I'm going to go with the meme one or the RWA one. In other weeks, it might be the DPIN or the AI ones, or maybe GameFi as we climb the ladder up. But right now, yeah, we'll revisit this in a year and see from this particular reveal what did what. We'll see if cute art wins or what took the cake.
Oh, memes.
Well, it's like people who bet on sports based on the animal, right, in the team names. And they're like, well, a bear can beat a duck, so I'm going to go with the Bears.
I can imagine if or the three of us at least, including Smiley now, were to be betting on things, we bet very, very specifically. Smiley would probably bet for the one that looks the cutest. You'd probably go with the one that has the best track record, and I'll just be like, I like you, I'll go with you.
Well, I choose things like wine by which one has the coolest label, so I can be swayed by the marketing as well. Don't worry, in the art.
I think we all a sucker for the marketing, I guess.
All right. Well, it seems no one has any questions. Actually, since I'm on the StreamYard window, I can't even tell who's in here. I know Smiley is, and I think I saw Duff and Rick and Steve, and yeah, it doesn't show me a user list, so hard to know.
Yeah, I can't see it also.
But
Smiley says, I
shout out
don't
to
bet
you
real
all.
money.
Yeah, shout out to you all. And it seems no one has any questions they want to ask or comments. So we can end this one early. We'll go deploy the reveal on the actual Moonbags page so that this week's picks will be all revealed. Um, and that's about it. Oh,
Thank
there's
you.
Zekillian. Hello, Zekillian. I'm not sure what that logo is. It's too tiny.
Oh, what
But
is that? Maybe the chain one?
it could be changed.
Chainsaw, maybe? Yeah, it looks like a chain.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly. Well,
All
well,
right.
okay. Thanks everyone for joining, and we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, smash that button. Just don't
Okay.
smash your keyboard too hard.
Wait, you like with your keyboard? Okay.
I guess you could. I'm a minimalist. I don't use things like a mouse. No, I do have a mouse, of course.
Uh, okay. Okay. And
All right. See